What's up, guys? 412 Sports Cards here today, back with another video. And today we're going to be talking when to sell your sports cards. So, how to sell, what do you sell, when it's the time to sell. So, wanted to get another video out detailing some of my process and cards, where I'm at right now, and address selling in today's market, something I haven't talked about in a little bit. So, deciding what card of yours to sell can be a pretty tough process when you have a carefully curated collection, which I'd like to think mine is. And I would just want to walk you through some guiding principles, some thoughts that guide how I think about selling. So this video kind of flows naturally from my last one, where I was touching on the idea of maybe selling some cards to free up some cash, not to make a specific purchase, just to have a little bit more cash on hand. I do that periodically, and just kind of going to get through some of what I've been doing. So without further ado, let's get into it. The process here and the goal is trying to clear cash to be opportunistic / maybe put towards a Crosby grail in the future. Doing some of the work to take out some of maybe just clear some cash up, not necessarily selling the stuff that you love the most and don't want to part with, especially when you don't have that grail in sight, but selling some other stuff to prepare. So there's not a specific amount of money I'm looking to raise, but I'm trying to raise as much as I can. So step one, naturally, I look at some of my biggest cards. So these would obviously pull the most money, but I found they're hardest for me to sell. I don't know about you guys, but some of that is I just don't like to sell them because they're steady growers. They anchor my collection. They keep it strong. They keep me generating steady returns, and if they're losses, they're pretty minimal. That's my Hank Aaron, my Jackie Robinson. You've seen them on the channel before. Those I don't want to sell just because they anchor the collection. They keep the value steady because they're nowhere near as volatile as the other stuff I own, and I like them long run. I don't want to sell them. The other things that are here that are difficult for me to sell is stuff that I don't know if I could get again, or at least get again in my price range. That's what comes to mind. My Kobe auto, PSA 5, but I mean, you look at this, auto's pretty decent, a little streaky, but you look at this and you're like, this is a PSA 5? I mean, I don't know. It's got you can see on these little spots on the back. But for me, this card's perfect. It's a Kobe auto from his first Topps pack pulled issue, and it's in my price range. There are 48 of them graded higher by PSA, but they don't necessarily come on the market all the time, and it's not necessarily something that I could be able to land if they're in a higher grade. They could very well be out of my price range. So basically, this is something that I don't want to sell at all. Falls up there with the Hank and the Jackie. You can see some of the issues, and not maybe an issue, but a weakness of this strategy is that you end up with so much of your capital tied up in stuff you don't want to move. I personally am okay with that because I think it means I've done a good job in picking the stuff that I want to buy, but that's definitely a downside. Other stuff that you could be looking at is stuff that fluctuates a lot more. Still your high dollar stuff, just stuff that moves a little bit more. For me, that's this LeBron Bowman Chrome, and then also my MJ Fleer. Now, these are big cards. I mean, these are both. This is more expensive than the Kobe auto, probably. But, with the Braun, I'm in wait and see mode till the playoffs. I really enjoy this card. I enjoy collecting LeBron. I'm not in a hurry to sell it, unless I have to. But that said, it is a type of card you could easily get again. And, yes, it's a nicely centered 9, but you could get these again, right? So I'm not in a rush to sell it, especially with this type of stuff. You're looking more for market cycles, and if I think there's a chance of some future upside, I'm willing to wait and see for a little bit in the short run. The next is this MJ Fleer. This is something that if I did not have so much attachment to it because it's my only MJ, and also the picture is so cool, I probably would have sold it. The stuff that's running down and has not found a floor is in major sell mode for me as a flipper. Because it's, this MJ Fleer's just been on the descent, and it's broken through some apparent support levels. That's sell territory. Would it have probably been smart to sell and then rebuy? Yes, probably should have done that. At this point, I might just hold it because it's starting to get close to my basis. But that's definitely something to be considering. All this said, and me saying I don't want to sell any of these cards, these two are by far closer to being sold than the Kobe, the Jackie, or the Hank. Those are in almost untouchable territory. So what happened here? What did I discuss? I discussed being motivated by scarcity, potential for slow and steady growth, and enjoying the cards as just reasons not to sell. And the stuff I've looked to sell is the stuff that's not as rare, but still high in value. That is kind of the guidelines of where I'm going. So if you're still with me, drop a like, drop a sub. I really appreciate all the support, and you guys have been dropping lots of likes, and I appreciate it, and keep it up. And thank you for all the time you spend watching my videos. It's really exciting to me. So number 2, once we've looked through the super high end, we dig through our other stuff. So this will take us to, let me get them out here. A common group of slabs is that I haven't thought about in a while, is like a group of slabs I haven't thought about in a while, is like one that I like to dig through when I'm going to sell. For me right now, this was these David Ortiz cards. I don't know if I've ever showed these on the channel. I'm a huge David Ortiz fan, and I bought these and I was slabbing them, and this one's beat, but Fleer Ultra Rookie, Gold Medallion, Millennium Marks, David Ortiz first on-card auto, out of 1,000, and this Wave of the Future insert second year from Flair Showcase. Pretty nice card. This one actually pulls a pretty good amount of money. Could be, I don't know, it might pull more than this, which is insane. But these are really nice cards. And, yes, they're in BGS slabs, but I like them a lot because Ortiz is a favorite player of mine, but also because Ortiz's catalyst that I have been literally waiting for 5 years for is finally close. A Hall of Fame vote in the upcoming January. I have the patience to wait on these, but nonetheless, I might be willing to sell, this one. It won't pull a ton of money. It could free some cash though, and it's not to be understated the importance of selling and just getting incremental cash. Small sales do add up, and that's a big part of the process for me. Might be interested in selling this. Found some other slabs like this, an Adrian Beltre, Bowman Chrome Rookie. Had no connection to it whatsoever. Just didn't really care about that much. Sold it, took some profit, got about $75. So, small sales like that do add up, and I spend a lot of time working on stuff like that. Another thing that I like to talk about doing, and that I find myself doing quite often when I'm selling to just raise capital in general, selling duplicates. I got 2 of these, LeBron James Prism, sold one. Another factor here is that I was able to use my selling as a way to adjust my portfolio allocations. I felt I was a little overweight in LeBron, and selling this duplicate, I still get to keep a copy of this card, and also I took some cash out of LeBron, which helped me even out my portfolio allocations a little better. And the other thing that I find myself doing here is just sell the stuff that's not special. It's Kobe, PSA 6. Yes, I was disappointed with the grade. I'm not willing to crack and resub at today's rates, but it's not a special card. Pop's high, pop's getting higher, may I add. The pop on this is quite high. It's from the junk wax era, it's paper. So, but this is the type of thing that I could always buy again later if I wanted. I do like it for the PC, but it's just on a steady tumble down, and I just don't want to be holding stuff like this that I'm not super attached to, and I could buy later. I'd rather hold this card in my auto instead. Number 3, step 3, is cleaning out your 2-row box. This can be a lot of work, but this is the next natural step. One of them is the nice parts, where you go and you sell guys who are hot. Vlad Jr. had that 3 home run game. Put this up on eBay, sold it, got a better price than I would have for a while. The other part is not as flashy, and I've sold a ton of them, so this is just what's left. But selling the stuff like this, these couple dollar cards. The eBay plain white envelope shipping with tracking option is actually quite nice. It lets you ship with tracking for 50 cents for a 1 ounce package, 70 cents for a 2 ounce package. It's what makes these sales viable. If you want to maintain your top rated eBay seller status, I would definitely consider doing that. It's a lot of work, but a lot of times these types of cards are the cards that are going to zero in the long run. So if you can just get rid of them for a couple bucks, heck of a lot better than zero. And it really, it does add up. I probably sold a couple $100 and stuff like that. But step 4 is considering what will be your next go-to when you make your big purchase. So you've looked at your big dollar cards, your middle, and your lowest. You've decided what to sell. Okay. But that freed up some cash now. But what about when that grail comes? What about when that big card is here and you have to make the tough decision? How am I going to go after it? You got to know what cards are going to be the first to go to fund a big purchase should something amazing walk up on eBay that you want for your grail. For me, it would be a Crosby grail. Can be chaotic when that happens, so you got to be prepared. And for me, as much as I hate it, it's the Braun Bowman Chrome and the MJ Fleer. Those are the more liquid assets that I have at my disposal to generate a lot of cash for me to target, a big Crosby grail. There's other stuff I have that I would maybe sell. I have that 2004 first edition LeBron. I have a Zion courtside and stuff like that. They're in the Grail Hunt series. But that if I needed supplemental help, that MJ Fleer and that Braun Bowman Chrome are stuff I could always buy back later and would support that quest. Now, summary. Looking through the cards for sale that you might consider selling is an important part of the collector's journey. And I hope you enjoyed this insight in how I think about mine. Mostly I think about rarity. You'll notice I'm very selective in what I sell. I just walked you through some. I've sold a lot of other stuff recently. I've sold a lot of PSA stuff that comes back. PSA slabs I don't care about. Duplicates. Sold a duplicate Ichiro rookie. But if a huge rare card comes along, I might be forced to make some more difficult decisions than what I'm making in this video. Let me know what you guys think about selling. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, drop a sub. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you all next time.